day, and thanks for joining us for our session. So let's just come to seated, but with the legs bent behind you. And then we're going to widen the knees a little and allow the legs to just part. Roll out the calves a tiny bit. And just slowly work your way down. If you find actually this is really uncomfortable for the knees, maybe hit pause, grab a pillow or a really thick dictionary, a wide dictionary, and you're just going to plonk that under your bum to raise your seat a little. So again, just choosing whatever feels most comfortable for you. And we're going to place the hands over the knees and just kind of push into the thighs a little. So it just feels like a little help to push it down and forward into the legs to just lift the spine a little higher. And now here, allowing the shoulders, elbows, arms to relax, the face to soften, the jaw to release. Closing the eyes and just letting yourself take smooth breaths in and out. Blinking open the eyes, bringing palms in prayer, and let's just say an Om together to start. Taking a breath in. Release the hands, bring them behind you. Pull up the chest, widen up the shoulders, and let the head hang back a little. Taking a few breaths here. And then come back up, bring the hands to the front, and just come onto all fours, maybe tapping out the feet a little. Allowing the hips to sway to the side and hold. Before you roll to the other side. Swaying to the other side, and again holding, and just choosing to move left to right at your own pace. Coming back to center when you're ready. Right. And we're going to keep the hips stacked over the knees. Bring the hands to the front and start drawing the chest down towards the floor. And for some of you, the head comes to rest on the floor while you slowly allow the chest to sink further down. And for some of you, maybe where you're a little bit more looser around the armpit and the chest, maybe you're coming to the chin and allowing the chest and the arms to stretch and sink lower down. Again, just choosing whatever works. You want to feel like the front of the chest, through the throat to the chin, has just this slow elongation. So wherever you are, now take the hands alongside the shoulders and start to walk the feet back. So you're then balancing on the chest, the bum is off the floor, you're pushing into the heels, the knees off the floor. And at this point, if you're on your head, try and extend the chin forward so you feel a stretch through the throat. And we're going to drop our bellies all the way down. Bring the forearms to the mat and pull yourself up so the belly is on the mat. And we're going to keep the toes tucked behind us. Soften through the shoulders and think about slumping and slinking the chest nice and heavy down towards the floor. Even the weight of the head just sinking down, the lower back feeling soft. And gently lift the head up. We're going to take that left arm and thread it through and allow yourself to lie on top of the arm. And maybe creeping, spidering that right hand forward, reaching nice and long. And allow the weight completely to sink towards that bottom arm. Soften the belly. And the toes still tucked behind you. And gently pull yourself up, back to your Sphinx pose. Right hand sliding under. Let the shoulder relax down into the floor and creep the left fingertips forward. And allow the weight to just drop and stretch into that right shoulder. Walk the fingers closer to you and come back into your Sphinx position. Shoulders to relax, head to relax, and just let yourself hang for a few breaths. Nice. Now slowly come up onto the knees, staying onto the forearms, and walk one foot back and the other foot back, coming to a plank on the forearms, feeling the sides of the waist wrap towards the center of the body. Taking a few breaths here before dropping the knees down, and let's come up to a seated position, and again coming onto your shins. Interlace the fingers. We're going to push the palms forward, stretching out the whole arm. Allowing the hands to come up, allow rib cage to fly up, shoulders to lift, and just stretch through the whole arm. And bring the hands to the side, shrug up the shoulders a few times. You're going to take the left elbow up and bend behind the head. Right hand to just coax the arm to open. Before we reach that left palm down. So for some, it might be nicer to allow the head to drop and look down. For some, it might be nice to take the head to help pivot, open the shoulder a little bit more. And you're just going to choose whatever feels the most comfortable for your shoulder, whatever feels that it doesn't kind of overload and push it. Releasing, and again, just shrugging the shoulders, loosen it off. Let's try that right arm up, bending at the elbow, using that left hand, again, taking your time, just coaxing the arm across, and when you're ready, finding a position for it to pause, and just taking your time. And releasing again, bring the hands down and just soften out the shoulders, give them a shimmy and a jiggle. Hands to the front, we're going to tuck the toes under you and hold that pinky toe, and let's try and tuck her a little bit more under. And again, hands on the thighs. This time you're just going to push into the thighs gently so as to lift your spine. Sitting nice and tall. Keeping the face and expression relaxed, the jaw relaxed, shoulders soft, maybe the eyes to close. Blinking open the eyes, allowing the left knee to roll open to the side, so it can be whatever angle works for you, whether it's really far wide open or something closer. Nice. And from here, bring the knee forward, place it down, taking the knee open to the side on that right leg. Completely up to you if you want the knee lifted off the floor or if you'd like to place it down onto the floor. And take it back to the front. Hands on the floor. You're going to bring the knees off the floor and just feel into your heels. So just take your time. Allow the heels to be heavy and down, smooshing towards the floor. Eventually coming back onto the toes, one hand over the knee, slowly finding your balance, other hand over the knee, and gently guiding and pushing into the legs away, feeling nice and tall. Finding the balance. Before we sink the heels down and lift yourself up, settle into a chair position, maybe looking down at the mat to start. Just one more breath here before we stand up. Bring the hands to the side. We're going to start with our balance today. So bringing up that right knee, holding the knee and pulling the leg close. Maybe flexing the foot, relaxing the shoulders, and just bringing the low ribs close towards the body. Open the knee out to the side, left hand on the hip. And now bringing that leg behind you as you kind of fly the arms into a warrior 3. Seeing if you can extend through the heel. We're not going to stay for long. When you're ready, come back forward, playing with that balance again to hold the front of the knee. Pull yourself up. One more breath before we take the foot down. Let's try the other side. Lifting and gathering that left leg. Flexing at the foot, feeling tall and sturdy. Open the leg to the side. Again, finding your balance. Or just checking in with your balance, seeing how it feels today. Releasing the leg to the back, kicking into the heel as you fly the hands alongside the body. One more breath. Coming back up when you're ready, holding the front of the knee and lifting up. Bringing the foot back down. Sweeping the arms up. Let's reach up, interlace the fingers and point the index finger. You're going to take the bow open to the right, so start to point to the right, allowing the chest not to roll down and kind of drop, but keep the armpit nice and wide and open as you open up to the side, and feel free to change, where you like to put the right foot. Sometimes pointing out and extending it just gives you more balance. Back to the top. Open out to the side of the right armpit. And again, feel free to extend that left toe, left foot. Finding your balance, rolling open the rib cage, open through the chest. Coming back up to stand and bring the hands to the side. Bring the hands up again. Let's calm down. Into your forward fold, wiggling out the heels and bringing the feet hip width apart. Planting that left palm down under the face. You're just going to slide that right elbow up as you bend into the left knee, reaching upwards. And here we're going to just let the neck release completely. I like to give it a little few rolls as well, so just to encourage my neck to release. Before we bring the arm down, right palm under the face, bending into the right knee, reaching that left elbow, left arm up, and then encouraging the head to just move around. Relaxing. Relaxing the side of the neck. And everything to lower down. Both palms on the floor, taking left leg back and maybe creeping that right foot slightly forward. Sink the hips down a little and start to just feel the connection between the knee going forward, but also the left heel pushing back, feeling that strong base through the feet. And from here, hand over the knee on the thigh, other hand over the knee on the thigh. From here, pushing that leg away to feel tall through the spine. Feeling your stable base. Now release the arms. We're going to open to the side. Maybe palms facing up. Feel quite good. And allow the ribs to just gently tuck back close to the body. Taking just a few breaths here. Feeling that nice strength through the legs. The heat through the body. Before we bring the hands back down and step the feet into your downward dog. Let the head hang down. Allow the weight to sink back into the hips. Allow shoulders to relax. Think about the shoulders moving away from the ears, kind of sliding down the back. The head to hang. And the left foot now comes forward and find a nice distance. We're going to take our time setting up the base. Left knee comes forward and sink into that right heel. And again, take time to adjust this, feeling sturdy through the hips, through the feet. Hands over the knee, other hand over the knee, and then pull the torso up, sturdy, lifted. Bring the palms out and open to the side. And gently just bringing the lower ribs back towards the body. Extending out through that right heel. Feeling steady, feeling strong. 2 more breaths here. Hands come down, take the feet back and just land in your downward facing dog. Again, taking relaxing breaths, loosening the shoulders. Allow chest to sink down, head to relax. Sending that right foot up and point into the toes, look to the front. We're going to step the right foot through the center of the hands, okay? So don't change the weight to the front yet. We're going to take it back up. Point the toes. Try this a few times. Step it forward through the center. See if you can reach this middle of the hands and step it back. Pointing up. This time we're going to bring it forward and land it there and place that back heel down. Come up to your fingertips. Lengthen upwards through the spine or forwards through the spine and start to drape the center of the body over the right leg. One more breath. Plant the palms, shift the weight to the back foot, lifting that right leg up, point it upwards. And let's bring the foot back down. Settle into your downward dog before we try the left side. Start to shift the weight into that right foot, lifting the left toes up to the ceiling. Looking to the front, try and bring the foot in between the hands. And then send it back again. So it's all about shifting that weight. Or maybe kind of keeping it in that back foot as we keep that left foot light. This time as you send it to the front, plant that back heel, settle into the feet. Come up to your fingertips, elongate the spine, and allow the torso to smooth down towards the knee. Taking a few breaths here, adjusting the width and support of your palms where you feel necessary. Few breaths. One more breath. Look to the front, plant the palms, shift the weight to that back foot. Left foot goes light, lifting the toes up, and let's plonk the feet back down. Look to the front, step the feet forward, lengthen up the spine. Coming down to a fold, coming up to stand, reach the hands and bring the hands to the side. Lifting arms up again and coming down to your fold. Look forward, lengthen up the spine And let's take the right leg back, then the left leg back. Come down to the knee, start to lower the chest, inhaling, upward facing. Take it back to your downward facing dog, sinking the weight back towards the heels and the bum. Start to feel a bit lighter through the hands if possible. So if you need, kind of think about bending the knees and pressing the belly into the thighs. And that can help lighten up the shoulders, lighten up the palms. And then maybe lifting the fingers off your mat. So you're pushing into the base of the palm. And maybe from here, see if we can keep this elongation in the arms as you straighten into one leg at a time. Plant the fingers back down. This time that right heel to push up, so not the toes, but the heel. And you're going to bring the foot wide onto the outside edge of that right palm. Okay, start to bend that left knee. So you're kind of coming into what feels like a runner's start. Okay, and then from here, extend the hands forward and start to bend into the elbows. So you're taking like quite a boxy step, but allow the torso to move down, to sink into this inner hip, inner thigh. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then lift yourself up. Stay in this boxy shape with the legs. Left palm on the floor. And you're just going to open into your twist, lifting that right arm up. Feel an elongation through the top shoulder, all the way to fingertips. So bring the hand on the knee and you're going to pull yourself up so you come up in this boxy shape with the legs and allowing the glute, your left glute, to gently kind of tuck under, squeezing forward. So you feel your left thigh activate and then relax in the hips and the glutes. And again, all the way under with the glute and pulling that thigh forward. And relaxing again. One more time, tuck it a little forward and under, holding here. Let's go to 5, 3, 4, and 5. Release, bring the hands down, lift yourself up, heels pointing up behind you, and bring the foot back down. Taking a few breaths in your downward facing dog. Again, maybe working on allowing the belly to touch the thighs before we straighten into the legs. Left heel to kick and stretch up, holding that, enjoying this extension. Taking the foot on the outside edge of that left hand, bringing that right knee down again to a nice boxy shape with the leg. And then allowing yourself to bring the hands forward, elbows to bend, head to hang down. Taking nice, calming breaths here. Okay, gently picking your torso up, bringing the right palm on the floor, keeping the boxy shape of those legs. We're just reaching out into a twist and really feeling a breath open through the shoulder, through the elbow, through the fingers, just lifting up. Nice. Now bringing yourself, hand on the thigh, lifting yourself up, keeping that boxy shape through the legs, and you're lifting the torso. Encouraging right glute to gently draw down and pull the right thigh forward. Holding. And then let's release. Second one. Again, drawing the glute down and forward, reaching that thigh to the front of your mat. Holding. And let's release. Last one, we're going to hold for 5. So scoop it down and forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Bring the palms down. Lift up. Kick into the heels. Stretch it back. And bring the feet down. Settle the breath, let the head hang, and again slide the weight backwards into the legs, into the hips. Head down, shoulders soft. Walk the feet to the front of the mat, lengthen up the spine, coming down into a fold. Inhaling, reaching the hands up, bringing the hands down to the side. Nice, widening the feet to face the long edge of the mat, reaching the arms long, and you're going to come down with the left hand down as you reach that right arm up. Kind of wriggle through the knees here. Wriggle through the hips, and then settle somewhere where the hips feel quite neutral. And then shift the weight into the right hip to poke up a little more. And then neutralize the hips again, balance them, and then shift the weight into that right hip to kink up a tiny bit more. Coming all the way up to standing, reach the arms long like a starfish. Bring that right hand down, keep that left arm lifted, and sink into that left hip. Wriggle through the hips. We're going to try and get a nice neutral hip before we kink into that left hip. And again, find a neutral hip before we kink into that left hip. One more time, find a neutral hip before the hands come down. Bring the fingertips forward, maybe even bending the knees slightly. Think about the belly trying to drop into the space in between the thighs. And maybe working on straightening one leg at a time while the belly still continues kind of journeying through the space in between the thighs. And eventually maybe coming to a straightened leg position or whatever feels extended and straight for you. Head hanging down. Pull yourself up, hands on the waist. Come all the way up to standing and allow the heels to come in a little, the toes to point out to the side. Hands on the waist and start to bend the knees, but try and bend them towards your pinky toes. So maybe looking down and see, when they bend, do they turn into the big toe? We're going to try and turn them to the pinky toe a little more. Sometimes it's kind of nicer to put the hands on the thighs as you sink down. And maybe start to lift into one heel and play around with the weight, shifting from one heel lifted to the other heel lifted. And if you like, you could lift both heels and see how that feels today. Before we drop them down, turn the toes in. And this time, palms under the shoulders to slowly slide and slide the belly in between the thighs. Now gently pulling your chest up, halfway turn to the front of your mat. Bringing the palms to the front, stepping the feet back into a plank position. Knees down if you need to lower yourself to the floor. Pulling the chest through the arms, upward dog, taking your weight back into your downward facing dog. Coming to the front of your mat, lengthen the spine and come down to a fold. Pulling yourself up, reaching the hands up, bringing the hands down to the side. Shifting the weight into that left leg. We're picking that right knee up and slowly bending into the left knee. Right ankle is going to go over the thigh and maybe holding on to the legs as you sink your way down into a chair. It doesn't need to be that low of a chair. In fact, it's quite nice also if you kind of brace your torso by putting your palms to push against the leg. Finding your chair this way, nice and supported with the scaffold of your arms. And keeping the legs like so. See if we can bend a little further to get the palms down. Maybe working on dropping the head here. Or maybe working on dropping the head, but also straightening the standing leg. So you come into something of a fold. And slowly bending into the standing leg again. See if now the chest can drop entirely onto your legs. And see if the hands can just reach out alongside you like a bird flying. Bring the palms down, take the leg off, come into a fold. Holding the elbows and just bending the knees. Again, allowing the belly to just smoosh onto the thighs. The weight of the head hanging. Feel free to rock side to encourage the spine to relax. Releasing the elbows, take your time. You're going to slowly come up to standing. And just recalibrate here before we move into the left side. Shifting the weight to the left leg, picking that right leg up. Allowing ankle to come onto the thigh, the hands on the legs to kind of brace into your chair position with one leg. And gently allowing the chest to drop onto the legs, the hands to reach down. And either just allowing the chest to drop, the head to hang. Or for some of you, you're working into that fold again by working the legs straight. Or you can bend and straighten. You just have a feel around, see how it feels. Okay, whenever you're ready, bending into the standing leg again. See if the chest really can just drop onto the thighs, onto that front ankle. The back of the head lifted a little and try and find a flying position with the arms. Reach and extending the arms out. Enjoy the wobbles. Bring the hands down, straighten the leg, get the other leg out, widen it so it's as wide as the mat, and then dropping down, holding the back of the head. You could interlace the hands, that's quite nice. Bend the knees if you like, think of this as a nice sink. Oh, nice relax for that back of the neck. Feel free to sway slowly through those hips. Releasing the hands when you're ready, stepping the feet back into chaturanga to lower, inhaling, upward facing, and taking your weight into your downward facing dog, slinking the weight back, head to hang, shoulders to ease off, shuffling the weight left to right, through the hips. Now looking to the front, we're going to take the right foot to the outside edge of the right hand and take that back toe, squash it further back so you got a good old distance. Letting the left knee drop down. You're going to let that right knee open up, and feel free to use your hand to help just guide the thigh open. Or you could keep the hand on the floor. Again, whatever works best for you. A few bounces could feel good. Okay, so from this position, we're going to continue to roll that left hip all the way down and walk that right foot so you end up in like a side plank with the support of that right foot. From here, you're on the side of that left foot. You're going to start to push the hips up, step into that right leg, and lift into the arm. Really focus on taking that left foot all the way to the floor if possible, pressing down into it. And feel free to kind of do a different version by stacking the feet so the right foot can stack on top if you like. Or maybe just leave it as it is. Or you could also try and kind of starfish the shape, lifting that right foot up. Okay, and let's drop that hip down and turn everything into downward facing dog, walking the feet back. Pausing here, swing the hips left to right. When you're ready, the left foot steps on the outside edge of that left hand. Squash the right toes back and let the knee drop. Let the left knee drop open. Feel free to take the hand and gently squash. Come in and out. See how it feels to let this hip open to the side. Nice, and same thing like before, we're just going to help come onto the right hip a bit more. Let that left foot come forward like a tripod. Lift yourself into a side plank and try and get that right base of the foot onto the floor. Lifting up. Feeling free again to take any other version with this left foot at the front. Change it up if you like. Finding your stability, whatever works best for you. Finding your balance, your ability to breathe through your posture. Two more breaths here. Let's take the palm down, slide the feet into your downward facing dog, sinking the weight back. Walking the feet to the front, lengthen the spine. Dropping yourself down, bending the knees, and come into chair pose, sinking the weight back. Palms together, pulling the fingers up. And let's dive down, look forward, lengthen the spine. We're going to come to seated, bringing the legs back, moving through your Vinyasa first. From your downward facing dog, come into a seated position. So you're going to face the short edge of the mat. I'm just facing this way so I can demo to the camera. All right, you're taking yourself with the left leg under. And then allowing the right ankle to stack over that left knee. Right knee over the left ankle. And just give it a little bounce. Kind of shifting the chest forward to get the body position more forward for this. And see if that makes a difference to how much the hip wants to open. And like I said in different previous classes, if this ping up is still happening, even with the weight shifted forward, start to just widen the knees. So the shins stay pretty much parallel to your edge of the mat, but they're just taken a little bit wider. Nice. And from here, whatever width you've chosen, you're going to place your elbows onto your legs wherever it feels good. And I like to bring the hands to interlace, and I'm almost rolling the muscles kind of wide away from the center. Keep shifting the rib cage, the weight forward, kind of like you're leaning that body forward. I'm going to stay for a few more breaths here, just feeling into this. Nice. One more breath. I'm going to face this way so you can have a look what we're going to do next. So gently lifting yourself up. I want to keep the hands interlaced in front of you and maybe the elbows. Again, just let the arms relax. We're going to work a little into the hip mobility while we're sat in this position. So if you can, shift the weight into your bum. Shift the weight into the left bum a little more, finding your balance here. You're going to take the top leg back, keep it up, and then drop it behind you. So it all just is more on the left side of your body, and then maybe pressing that chest down a little bit. Take it back up with the body, roll into that left hip. You're gonna take the leg forward and bring the leg back to where it started, okay? Let's try that again. Leaning into the left, leaning, there we go, forward a little, nice. And then take the leg back, and it can straighten or stay bent behind you, up to you. Bring the leg forward, back up to where we started, okay? So shift the weight to the left, take that right knee up, swivel through the hip, landing it behind you, folding forward. Kind of like a semi-pigeon, take it back to the front and flick it back and land. Again, last one, all the way back, come to a pigeon, come back up, take the leg back in front of you and land. Okay, was that okay? A little mind bendy. All right, now lifting that right leg, top leg off and just holding the foot. We're just going to extend through the leg and feel free to straighten and bend into it. Nice, and then relax that top leg. We're just going to shuffle the bottom leg closer to us so the knee points forward, bringing the top foot down so you're in this kind of position, holding the front of the leg and just pulling yourself up and tall. The face relax. Enjoying kind of the length through the front of the body, through the neck and through the arms. Keeping that body straight, turning to the right and taking any kind of twist you like. You can hold the knee, you take it deeper, hold the hip, bring the arm up. Again, whatever works for you in particular today. And try not to rush the head when you're twisting. Just slowly moving from the base of the spine, moving upwards bit by bit, no rush. Take it back to the front. Okay, so now we're going to do something trippy with the legs. Keep the legs as they are, right? You're going to kind of try and stand on the feet, so just shuffle them a little. So we're going to come onto the feet, bring the hands down to the side, come onto the feet, turn, 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 turn all the way back and drop to the other side. So we've essentially swapped legs. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to come back into it, okay? So lean to the right, bring the feet up, turn, 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 corkscrew yourself back to the first one. We're going to go to the left, corkscrew all the way, turn, 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 back to it. So if you got lost, don't worry. The bottom leg is now the right leg wrapped around, and that left foot is across. We're gonna go the other way with this. So starting with the twist. So again, holding yourself nice and tall. Moving into your twist, and again, moving from that base of the spine. And up. Bring the head forward, nice, and taking that left leg and just straighten and bend into it. You could allow, at this point, the right knee to open a little bit more. Nice. Okay, now letting that right knee open a bit more to the right. We're going to get a stack on the legs. And again, if the stack just feels too, pingy-uppy with that left knee, start to widen up the knees, widen up the feet a little. And again, elbows are just going to land somewhere, interlace the fingers, and think about drawing the elbows wide. So it's almost as though you're like ironing out the muscles. And then allow the weight, rib cage moving forward. Let the weight pull forward. Almost shifting to the knees, almost thinking about your head emerging from the shoulders. Nice, slowly pull yourself up. So we're gonna do that funky pigeon thing. Okay, so keep the fingers interlaced and just relax at the elbows. This time we're shifting the weight to that right hip, right knee, lifting that left. And we're gonna move through the hip, keeping the knee off the floor, sending the leg back, dropping into kind of a pigeon chest. Come up, take the leg forward and try and ping it back into place. And again, rolling, finding your momentum with this, folding, coming up, taking the leg back, folding it back. So rather than the hands here, you could try holding that leg and just kind of helping, guiding it back, hands to the floor, drop, coming back up, and then guide it back as well. So allowing the hands to interlace kind of adds a little bit of intensity. I should have said this on the other side to start. Feel free to pause and maybe go back and try the other side. One more time. And then coming back to the center. Nice, okay? Hands to the front. We're gonna roll over those knees, take the feet back. And let's come into a child's pose. Dropping the head down, soften through the shoulders. The arms relax. The top of the head relax. The breath starts to regulate. Walking the hands to the left, reaching that right hand over a little. Walking the hands to the right, reaching that left hand over a little. Come back to the center, pull yourself up, interlace the fingers behind, and allow the shoulders to roll open. And keep on opening the chest. Think about kind of lifting up the chin as you widen through the throat. The arc doesn't need to be that big, just feeling the expansive stretch through the front of the body. before we release the hands and bring everything back together. Nice. Slide onto your bum, feet to the front. And we're going to bring the feet on the mat. Bring one hand behind you. Let's do right hand behind. And widen the knees a little. And the left hand is going to come to the front and just bring the hand forward. You're literally going to follow your thumb. So look to your thumb. Lift the hips as you lift the hands. And look back, following your thumb. And coming back down. Let's do that again. Lifting up. Follow the thumb and come back down. One more. Lifting the hips. Follow the thumb. Come back down. Right, bring the knees close together. Close to the chest. Squeeze it in. And just balance on the bum. Soften the shoulders. Plant the feet when you're ready, wide as the hips, left hand down. Bring the right hand to the front in between. Look at the thumbs. Lift the hips, following the thumb. And pull it back down. Second one, lift. Look at the thumb and come back down. Third and last one to lift. Looking at the thumb and pulling back down. And again, that little hug of the knees. Lifting to balance in the bum. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the shoulders. Feet down when you're ready. Bring yourself to lie down. Bring the knees up to the chest. Allow the knees to drop to one side and just arrange yourself so this feels like a comforting position. Place your hands however it lands, wherever it feels good. Allow shoulders to relax. Bring the knees up, turn them the other side, and just arrange your arms, again in whatever way works. Whole body soft. Take it back to the center. Kind of roll around on your lower back, a little massaging it into the floor. And feel free to come into your Shavasana. Whatever position works best for you. As you lie here, allow the shoulders to soften, the chin to relax, the sides of the eyes to release, the jaw release, the expression soften. The belly relax. The hips release. The legs nice, heavy. The whole right side of the body relax. The whole left side of the body, relax. Whole body, relaxed. whole body relax. Relax. If you've got time, maybe feel free to stay longer. If you're ready to move again, feel free to wriggle into the arms and legs. To move through the body nice and slow. And take your time to slowly come back to seated. Allowing the arms to drop wherever they feel most comfortable. Maybe allow the eyes to close. Shoulders to soften. Expression soft. Letting yourself find what kind of breath feels most calming to you. What pace it's settled at. What depth. What sound? Just know this breath is always here, this calming breath for you to access when you need it. Bringing the palms in prayer, let's close with an Om together. Taking a deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks for joining again. And see you for our next class next week. Bye.